Okay, so here's a late night, early morning Saturday haul. Fell asleep in my son's room again. Woke up at about 1. Uh, had a message on the Rainmate that I sold that it was missing the tubing. I was like, uh-oh. Thought maybe I bought it at the garage sale without the tube that this lady was talking about. Went out and checked my car, and turns out the little piece was on the back seat of my car. So I'm gonna need to send that out on Monday. So anyway, here's the things that I bought today. I'll go through them here. Where do I want to start? I'll start here. Another Hamilton Beach iced tea maker. I found one yesterday, brand new in the box, and I found another one today. Spotted it from across the road. Went across the street. No price on it. Guy says, "What do you want to offer me?" Which I always hate because I always want to offer as little as possible. So I decided that $5 would be too. $5 is what I want to spend, and I figured that wasn't too offensive of an offer, and he took it. Like I said yesterday, and I've said before, it's usually a $50-$60 item. I take like 2 pictures. It's factory sealed, easy. Here you can see at the Goodwill, I picked up this, I guess I would say vintage Oh Hell game for 99 cents. Look inside here, and it's brand new, never been opened. There's the cellophane or whatever. It's not big money. I was actually surprised to see as many solds for this as I did. So for 99 cents, I make about $10 out of it, something like that. I actually saw one at a garage sale same day today, and they wanted $8 for a used one, which I thought was insane. I picked up this other thing, which I have no idea what it is, but it was factory sealed, which I like, so I took a quick check of it, and it sells for like $20 or $25, and I paid $2. So again, it's not a big money maker, but it's like 2 pictures, and I'll price it the lowest one, and hopefully be the next one to sell. Another little Radica game. Seem to pick these up a lot for $1. And when they're $1, I usually buy them. Flight simulator game. Picked this up at the end of day 2 of an estate sale. You can see here it's brand new, it's sealed. Picked this up in a barn because the back of the house. Had some video games just in a box. I pulled this one out and just checked it real quick. And it looks like it's going for like $20 or $25. New sealed like this one. A little bit of box damage. I don't think that'll be a big deal. I paid $1 for it. So that estate sale had in the pictures had lots of video game stuff. Whenever I see video game stuff mentioned, I don't even bother showing up to the estate sale or garage sale, because I know that those guys who deal mainly in video games, they're pretty relentless. Usually when I end up with video games, it's when the sale doesn't even advertise that they have them. It seems like the only time I ever end up with any video games worthwhile. Down here, I almost dropped it, is the Radio Shack TRS-80 micro color computer. Posted this on the Facebook board. Some of you apparently have these. It's got the little printer here that goes with it. It's got a bunch of power cords that I have not messed with yet, but it looks like it's got what it needs to plug in, I hope. It's got the manuals, that kind of thing. I don't really know what this is going to be worth. I don't know how far I'll want to or be able to take it out into testing. But I figured $3. I'm definitely going to make something off of it, even if it's just as is. There's these games that are on these cassette tapes. I don't know that these go with it. I don't know. I did a quick search on this, and it seemed like maybe they didn't, but I'm not sure. I got this Sony Handycam Digital 8. Seemed to work. It's got the power supply, which is nice. Most of the time I run into these things, they don't have power supplies, which makes it real hard, obviously impossible to test them. This one actually had the power supply, so I was able to turn it on, see that the screen was coming on, see that it was recording. So I'm hopeful it works pretty good. The guy was like, it's lightly used, works, all that kind of stuff. They always say it works, and A lot of times I get these electronics home and they don't work. Hopefully it's just honest mistakes. The only problem right off the bat that I see with this, I get better lighting in here, is let's see it, is the strap there is kind of falling apart. So I don't know what that's going to do to the value. It looked like these things were selling fairly well, especially for my $7 investment here. But it does have that problem. It's going to need a new strap. And try to make this so it doesn't fall. Alright, backing up here. I got the same place I got the iced tea maker. I got this 30 gig iPod. It seems like it's working. Charged it up and it seems like it's doing pretty good. And it's actually in really good shape. A lot of these with the silver get really scratched up. This one had a case on it, a hard case, which was kind of nastied up, and I took the case off and I was like, oof, this is in pretty good shape. So from the looks of it, that looks like everything checks out. Looks like about $30 to me. Polaroid. Been a couple weeks since I found a Polaroid. I got this Polaroid for $2. Already sold it. Bought it this afternoon. Sold it this afternoon. This is the same sale where the guy had a $50 TI-83 calculator that looked like it had been in the swamp for a while. I had to laugh at that. Everything at the sale was expensive. This is the first thing I saw, and it was $3. And right next to it was the TI, and I'm like, all right, and I saw the 5. I'm going, oh, it's gonna be $5. And I saw the 50, and started looking around, and everything was a lot of money there. But and that was $2. It was $3. They took 2, and obviously both sell quick. Okay, over here, also at the Goodwill. I'm not a shoe guy. I saw these boots on my way out. These Caterpillar steel toe boots, and they're in like really good shape, I think. I don't see any flaws with them, and I figured if they did get them home, I could take it back and at least get my store credit. I don't know what they're worth. I was trying to do some quick research right before my kids went to bed, and it seemed like $30-$40. I paid, you can see there, I paid $10. Give it a whirl, Also, I picked up, not a big money maker here, but every camera work there. This Craftsman brand new project calculator. And not a big seller, but it was only $2 and it looked like they were selling for like 20. Maybe not the fastest one, but again, one of those things. I got winter coming up. Winter's tough around here in New York. Pretty much got to rely on state sales in the local game, and last year it did okay, but that was mainly because I ran into some really good like combo unit scores and that kind of stuff, and that's tough to rely on. So I'm trying to gear up here a little bit. Down here, here's something I wouldn't normally buy, and that's going to be a JVC tape deck. I try to stay away from the audio equipment. Testing receivers and channels and receivers and that kind of stuff kind of makes me nervous at this point. The weight of that stuff makes me nervous. But this wasn't super heavy. I checked the comps. There was none available, but there was two or three sold, and one was like 50, and the other one was like 80, something like that. And it was only $5. Guy wouldn't come down from $5. So again, this is the last sale. Yeah, last sale today, and I kind of got winter in my brain, so I went ahead and did it. First sale of the day was, and actually I'm gonna back up here and see if I can get a brighter light going here. Oh, there we go. So the first sale of the day, picked up this Emerson combo unit, which you can't see it here because the tape player is on top of it. It's kind of discolored on it. I shouldn't say kind of. It is discolored on the top. I don't know that people really care that much about the looks of them. I've seen some really ratty ones selling. And you can see there I paid the $4. I got to their sale. Their sale started at 7, which is really unusual around here. Most sales start at 9. They started at 7. I got there about 10 to 7. I think I was the first one there. So I didn't want to quibble over $1 on this with them. It does have the remote, which is key, right? So even if the unit doesn't check out, as long as the remote works, that's worth $4 to me. I get plenty of these units that don't have remotes, and then I hook them up with a unit maybe that didn't work correctly. And just having that remote makes such a big difference in terms of value and how quickly it sells. And this is a pretty common one that I know will work more than just with the Emerson here. And the battery compartment seemed pretty clean. This needs a good cleaning too. You may not be able to see it there, but it needs a good cleaning. So I'll pick that up, and then at the bottom we've got here a Samsung DVD recorder and VCR. So it's the perfect combo unit there, right? You can, you know, create tapes from your old VCR tapes or create CDs. No remote, unfortunately. Had a $10 price tag on it, which you can kind of see there. I plugged it in. The guy was like, "Of course it works, you know. Please let me plug it in." You know, they always say it works, but you know, it did at least turn on. The DVD tray came out. I bought a couple recently, combo units where the trays wouldn't even come out. So, you know, I always try to check that. Offered him $7. You know, he looked at me like I was insane. He's like, "You know what these cost new?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." So he was not going to take the $7. I told him I was going to think about it for a minute. His wife came along and said, "We'll take $8." And the husband gave the wife a death stare. So I told him, "I'll do whatever. You know, if you want to keep it at 10, I'll consider 10. If you want to do 8, I'll take it at 8. So he lightened up a little bit then. He took the 8. Actually went to the house to look for the remote. He's like, "I'm pretty sure I got it somewhere." So I was getting pretty pumped. I told him I'd give him the 10 if he came back out with the remote. And he came back out, did not have the remote, had me write my phone number down, and was, you know, sure he's going to find it. I never get the calls back when they take my number down and see if they'll find the remote. But, you know, at $8, if it works, which I hope it does, you know, he's claiming up and down, you know, it worked, working without the remote looks like it's worth about $75, somewhere in that neighborhood. You know, and I might try to do local with it. I got that Symphonic yesterday, which is not the greatest brand. It actually works. The fan's kind of loud, so I think I'm going to take it apart and see if I can, you know, make it a little bit quieter. But you know, I think that'll be a good local one. You know, people are always looking to transfer those old VHSs over and not necessarily use it as a primary unit. So, yeah, we'll see. This one's more likely to go online than the Symphonic one from yesterday. Okay, last couple things. Got a bowling ball bag, which I paid a few dollars for. Got that at the Goodwill. You know, I love selling these, especially when they got, you know, the kind of the cool stripe and, you know, the offset, the alternating color with the handles, that kind of stuff. I've had cooler ones, but I thought this one was worth a couple of bucks, and they usually sell pretty good. And it's got the shoes and the ball, and the beauty is I'll take the ball right back and donate it to Goodwill. I'll get a punch on my punch card there. I don't know how it is where you guys are, but if you get 4 punches, you get 25% off your next purchase there. So, yeah, I paid a couple bucks for that. And then the last thing, and I think I got everything for today, is this golf bag. Okay, golf bags, definitely not something I deal in. I haven't sold any golf bags. But a little bit of an interesting story with this golf bag. Lady claims it was new. It's got a few areas where it looks a little dirty. She says she thinks it probably just brushed up against something. I tend to agree with her, because if I look through here, it's got all the inserts and that kind of stuff. She had $10 on it, right? $10 right there, yep. And I felt bad. It was like 4 or 5 ladies. They had this sale, and it was in the afternoon. And I was kind of looking at their stuff. I actually got the TRS there as well. And yeah, I saw her sales sheet, and they maybe had like 4 or 5 sales the entire day. And they were down in the city. Not a bad part of the city, but they were in the city. And, you know, I was like, oh my God. So I offered her $5 for this bag, and she said yes, because she couldn't say yes fast enough. And initially I think she said $4 on this, and I said, how about $3 for the TRS? And she was fine with that. And they had a Dungeons and Dragons board game that I thought about. They had $10 on it, but there were so many pieces. So I was like, you know, I'm not going to count all those pieces. It doesn't even look like that great of a seller. So I passed on that. I wish I could have found more, because they were definitely willing to sell things. I looked at their sales sheet. Like I said, they had like 5 sales all day. I felt bad for them. Lady seemed like, very nice woman. I just couldn't find anything else. But the interesting story about this bag here is, I don't know, about 3-4 weeks ago, I saw one at a garage sale, and I looked up the comps, and they're not flying off the shelves, but they sell. There was a couple solds, that probably like $60-$70 range. I think there was one that said it sold for $100, but it was brand new with the box, all that. And I tried to work on them, and I don't know, the guy would not come down past 20. He goes, I just can't let it go. The guy had won it at a tournament or something. So I passed because I just don't know enough about these. And then I ran into this one today, and the lady started at 10. Ended up with 5. And the other one, they said it was new. The one they wanted $20, and I looked in the pocket, and there was like sunscreen spray in it, stuff like that. I'm like, this looks like you took it out on the golf course. Nothing like that with this one. So I'm not sure if I'm going to list this on eBay. I saw somewhere along the line somebody had it. Maybe it was a Coors Light one, and they just flipped it local. When I saw that, I was like, oh man, if I run into one that kind of has this advertising or whatever on the side, I definitely want to try to pick it up. Gatorade maybe not as cool as Coors Light or whatever, but $5, I'll give it a shot. Made me feel good to buy something from those ladies. They seem nice. So that's it for today. This will keep me plenty busy here for a while, and we'll save some of it for when garage sale season ends. Going back to school here in a couple of weeks, so my garage sales are going to be pretty much limited to Saturdays here pretty soon, which definitely makes me a little bit nervous. But another day in the middle. 2 days, two halfway decent days for me in the middle. It's enough. It keeps me busy enough, especially with my 2 small kids. So that's it for today. I think I'm going to stay in tomorrow and start to kind of go through this and do some listings, that kind of thing. And hope everybody has a good Sunday.